on the pipe. That's very important. So let's get me hinges. Now a little word about hinges. Here. Your elbow from straight to up is approximately, let's see, 90, 135 degrees. You've got 180 degrees in a hinge, but only if you place it correctly. If I place the hinge there, you would only get 90 degrees. As you can see, it would only, the elbow would stick out and it would be 90 degrees. Want a bit more travel, so we'll put the hinge this way. So you've got 180 degrees, and then you can adjust your angle. Now when placing the hinge, on a console, you can't type in the minus numbers. You've got to use the slider, which is a bit awkward. So I always try and use plus on the angles that I'm going to change. So to make sure you're traveling plus by your hinge, I'll just leave these three on here. Your little knobbly bit there, when this inside part travels away from the knobbly bit, so that would be that direction going up, from there up, that's plus. If it's traveling this direction, that's minus. So that knobbly bit tells you where your plus is going to be. So knobbly bit on the bottom, hinge travels up, that's plus. Make sure all your hinges are aligned the same way. Plus, plus up. Right. Now, when placing hinges on a symmetry block, the left hand and the right hand go on incorrectly. So if all your pluses facing up in your right hand, your left hand pluses are going to be facing down. So when you're placing your hinges, turn your symmetry off. You've got to have a block selected to do that. Turn it off, delete these because these are all wrong. Concentrate on the right hand side. So I've got my three hinges in. I'll delete them too. Now, pipes. So, talking about collision on the pipes. So this is going to be a circular build, so I need a 4-way pipe. There's going to be no collision there, as you can see. That's fine. Now you'll see why I'm using pipes in a minute. I'm a bit all over the place, so bear with us with the hinges in. So that's the elbow. Now you've got to name your hinges, so do arm, elbow, right, arm, elbow right. Arm, elbow right. And then we'll group them. Arm, elbow right. Right, so that's the right elbow. Attach. And then you look at the angle. So give it some velocity. And then we'll reverse it. So get the arm straight. So I'm not touching these angles yet. Just getting the arm straight. So that'll be a straight arm. Like that. And if you notice, there's no touching blocks. So if I had a normal square block, show you on this side. Delete them. Put square block in. And I'll put some hinges. I'll put a hinge on. And we'll put another square block there. And we'll reverse this hinge. I'll show you what I mean by why I'm using the pipes. Now watch this corner here. So that's collision, right? So obviously you're now clanging the game. When you get that, start producing clang. It's vibrating a little bit. That block is pushing on that block. I know the collision's been lessened by keying, but it's still touching and it's causing force. So to eliminate that, I use the pipe block. So when the hinge is at 90 degrees, got no touching at all, no clang. Okay, now that's the joint. Now we need to create the actual hinge joint itself. So we can get we're plumbing it in. So these obviously these steps won't matter if you're not plumbing the joints in, but I'm plumbing this in. Then we can start creating a circle. That side. Right, so to prevent any collision here, I'll swap to this block. And we're going to create a circle. inside. Oh, right. That's a cock up. I haven't got enough. Well, I'm just going to delete these. That's Pearson doesn't like anything. So delete that. Delete that. Let's pipe in again. Grab that. Now remember that's got to face down. Get this the right way. Didn't make enough room, so that's a cock up. Right, so see the circle starting to appear. Make sure the angles are right. That's your knobbly bit. That's pointing downwards, so that's minus. Remember that. Right, where was that? That one. That. Right, so that's your circle inside. You can make it even better by adding extra armour. The outside. Don't need anything on the bottom. Right. There you have a nice circle. We'll make sure there's no rubbing. So if you watch for any touching, so what we'll do is elbow, plenty room, no rubbing. Now we'll reverse that again. And then obviously you need to, if your arm's on that, so what we'll do is we'll put that there, and that's your forearm, and we'll move it again and we'll find out what sort of anglage you need. It's all trial and error unless you've worked it out beforehand. That's 90 degrees and we're getting it's travelling a bit more, and there we go. So let's find out what angle we've got. So 34, it's travelling from minus 90. That's almost perfect. Now, obviously, it's blocks, it's not muscle and skin, so your muscle and skin touch each other and squeeze and stuff like that, so you get a bit more, but obviously can't put blocks, so we need to lessen that angle a tad. So I said 34, so if I put 30, that's touching what we need to do there. Take away that edge. Try again. There we go. You've got 30 degrees. You've got a nice little gap there, so there's no touching or rubbing. And that's not a bad little. Now I can increase that if I want. Which I think would be beneficial. By changing some of these blocks here. So I'm just taking a little bit off, just a little bit. Get rid of that. Oh shit. Let's make sure I'm not interfering with anything in here. Seems fine. Right, now let's see what we can get welded up in. It's another 5 degrees. It's a bit better. Now if I wanted, probably get more out of that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to these blocks. And then what we'll probably get 40 degrees. Yeah, 40 degrees nicely. It's even better. So that's approximately the same range of movement as a normal human arm. Phenomenal. Right, so got what anglage. We're happy with that. Now we'll finish building this bit. So we need them ones. One there. That there. That one. And look at that. angle in. We'll start merging this into here. So get rid of that. Yeah. Oh. Get rid of that. Like that. Now we'll have the joint protected. Obviously I need to add detail and stuff like that, but there's your elbow. I'm going to work on speed and stuff like that. There we go. Obviously I've got to flesh out the arm. There we have it. Champion. Ta-da now.